Alright, so we're up here at the top of North Bowl. Temptation looking mighty fine over there. Upper Ship Creek Valley. There you can see what is known as French Bowl. It's got a huge D2.5 persistent slab on the depth core. Ripped out most of, like half of the full bowl all the way to the ground. You can see over here these big slopes to the left of the South Fork Valley Trail. You're not really exposed to them on the South Fork Trail back to Eagle and Symphony Lakes, but if you got too close to the run out of those slopes, you could potentially get caught in something. You can see there's, hard to see in the shade, but several of those cross-loaded gully sidewalls have sent out big D2.5 persistent slabs on the depth toward the ground, all the way down to the flats of the valley, so pretty close to the South Fork Summer Trail. Alright, so we're here at the toe of this debris pile that pulled out most of French Bowl here. Large persistent slab with wide, impressive propagation on that depth towards the ground. And then here is the site of the remote triggered avalanche from a couple weeks ago. There's also another recent natural, not new recent, but within the past week and a half, or 2 weeks ago in this bowl here. Debris pile kind of up on that hill there where it stopped on that bench. We're at in the Ship Creek side of South Fork Eagle River area. Got a extended column dug out here. We have about an 85 centimeter height of snow. We're on a 220-degree southwest aspect, 25-degree slope. We've got this extended column ready, test ready. Kind of thinking it will pop out on isolation of the column. We'll see. Alright, so things seem a little bit more stable than last time, because last time we were here, this column popped right out on the depth toward the ground on isolation, which would be an ECTPV. Did not do that today. We'll give it some taps. There, so ECTP 11, sudden collapse down the depth toward the ground. So you can see here we got some recent snow. That was like a ECTN 2, so about 10 centimeters of snow from Sunday night into Monday. That is 4-finger plus right now, kind of forming a wind slab, as you can see. Then we got the denser wind slab from the snow last Thursday. That's kind of coming out like that. There's some faceted snow on top of this 1-finger old wind pack layer. And that's all, this is the snow from like the past month that is sitting on the snow that we had from earlier in the season, which was just this super loose, faceted crystals. You can see there's like a kind of an old melt freeze crust that started to turn into large facet chains in depth core. So that and the ground are kind of like serving as the bed surface for all the avalanche activity we've been seeing. Remote triggers from up to a few hundred yards away, so up to maybe a quarter mile away. Lots of natural activity from the wind loading recently. So we're got these depth tour just pervasive all over South Fork, Eagle River area, and presumably to the north as well. It's also around the Front Range, but not as pervasive. Just a different snowpack structure there, so the stability isn't quite as bad, but it's still dangerous there as well in places. But yeah, these faceted grains and depth hoar at the base of the South Fork snowpack we've determined are just the crystal meth of snow grains. Alright, so from here you can kind of see this persistent slab avalanche from last week that resulted in a full burial off of Hart Mountain Peak, or the summit right there. The Austic, or Two Bowls path here, propagated across the whole bowl, ran for at least 1,500 feet, resulted in a full burial. Alright, so standing on the debris pile of this large remote triggered slab from last Thursday up here in Swiss Bowl. The debris ran all the way across the valley to these slopes on the other side of the valley, completely covering the summer trail with several feet of debris. So northwest winds really ramping up here. Look at Lynx up there. You can see that recent persistent slab that pulled out.